Welcome, welcome. I am Sharon Bakcht, and I am the founder of Being a Badass Empowerment Coaching. I'm so excited to share this resource that I created for you on Ditch What Doesn't Matter. And I'll tell you why. When I started out as a new coachpreneur, I really wish that I had the knowledge that I have today. And I've spent time and money investing in business coaching and bringing a lot of information together. And I want to be able to help alleviate for you some of the suffering that I went through at the outset of my journey. So when I first started, I didn't know what to focus on. Coaches tell you build your business with Instagram. You have to have a presence on TikTok, and email campaigns are where it's at. And I don't know about you, but for me, that was just crazy overwhelming. And to the point where sometimes I got stuck, really paralyzed in my tracks because I didn't know what to do that was going to really move the needle for my business. And that analysis paralysis was really challenging for me. It brought me a high level of anxiety. Plus, I was working crazy hours, feeling like I had to be working on my business all the time. And these things are just not healthy. That was not sustainable. So I really want to help you figure out how can you build your business in a stress-free way, knowing what to focus on, what to prioritize, and have clarity for your launch plan. So we're going to start with talking about what you don't need to do, because that's going to help you be able to remove a lot of the junk and be able to focus on what to do. All right. So let's dive into this checklist I've created for you. So first, we're going to start with the website and the logo. A lot of times I think when we start a business, we feel like I need to have the perfect website. It needs to be super professional and thorough, and I need to have this fancy logo. So I'm just going to tell you right off the bat, you can start coaching without a website, without a logo, and just start working with people. Okay. It's good to have a simple presence online. So something like a very basic landing page is really good enough that has some basic information about you and allows people to find you and connect with you. Those are pretty easy to create with free tools online, as well as a simple logo. So there are a lot of great tools out there right now that can help you build a logo for yourself that is just clean and clear. And if you want to evolve that in the future, same with the website, you absolutely can. But don't let those things hold you back from doing the coaching work that you want to do right now. Okay. Next, I want to talk about ditching being vanilla. So I'm sure you've heard before that niching as a coach is really important. And I'm going to really drill this point in, because when we try to be everything to everyone, we end up resonating with no one. And what happens is that our ideal customers are not going to know that they should be working with us, because they're going to hear these things that don't necessarily connect with them on a specific and deep level. So what I really want to encourage you to do is think about who do you want to serve and how are you going to help them, and get really specific to that language that's going to pierce the hearts of the people that you are going to help. Okay. And then next, what drains you? You definitely want to think about what activities energize you and what activities drain you. And when you have a sense for what are those things that really suck your energy, figure out how to avoid doing them. Some things I understand are not avoidable, especially if we're tight on budget. But if you have the ability to have someone help you out, whether you're outsourcing some of your marketing, if that's really draining for you, or you're working with a peer who can help bring you up to speed with some new tools and techniques, find ways to not let those things really get you down. And same with figuring out what clients you're going to work with and what type of format you want to have. If a group workshop feels really draining for you, you don't have to do it. You can work one-on-one. There are different methods. So really tune into how that is feeling for you. Next, the shoulds. I'm a huge fan of shedding the shoulds. There's so much noise out there in terms of how you should be living your life, right? And that's no different for how you should be building your coaching business. There are a million people telling you how to do it, right? I really want to encourage you to block out all the noise and to listen to your voice, to really tune in to what's in alignment with you, whether that's who you're going to work with, whether that's how you're going to help them, whether it's how you want to organize your day. Just stopping the comparisons of how other people are doing it. All right. Tune into yourself. All right. What's next is self-judgment. Definitely want to limit that, ditch that as much as we can. And we're human. So that stuff comes up. We're going to notice it. But what I want to encourage you is to not let that take over. And it's really important for you to believe in the value and the worth of your offering. And that's going to come across so strongly when you're trying to enroll new clients. And so if you're having it, some major challenges here with your self-worth and having a hard time believing that you're going to be a very impactful coach that brings true value to your clients, I would encourage you to really pause and spend some good time and energy working these things out for yourself and getting to a place where you believe in your value and your worth and what you bring to the table. All right, overwhelm. This is a huge one, right? I suffered with that a lot at the beginning. Many of us do. And working to fight that overwhelm is so important. So the way that you can do that is just realize that you don't have to do all the things and you don't have to have all the puzzle pieces in place. Start doing the coaching work and bring the other pieces along with you when you can. All right. Life is not linear. It's very much the opposite. And so we just need to be able to start taking one step and putting one foot in front of the other. Okay. Next, imposter syndrome. I'm sure we've all had moments of this. And the reality is that this is going to dissipate on its own once you start doing the work. We have to give ourselves some grace to be beginners. So you're a new coach. All right. You may have done other things in your life and you may have done some kind of coaching before, but you're putting yourself out there in a different way now as an official formal coach. And that can feel kind of scary. So just realize that those are nerves. That doesn't mean that you're not going to be an awesome coach. The reality is you probably are already an awesome coach. All right. And the more that you do that and you really exercise that muscle of coaching, that imposter syndrome is going to start to go away on its own. All right, next, getting over credentialed. This is one that I want to focus on if you're feeling like you need more degrees and you need more credentials because you are doubting your value and your worth. I would encourage you to ditch those additional programs. If you're going down that path because there's an expertise that you want to develop and you really want the learning that comes with that additional program, go for it. Absolutely, I'm a fan of that. But if you're taking more programs and seeking more degrees and credentials because you feel like there's something lacking in you, that's a different focus, right? So we need to work going back to the self-judgment and the self-worth stuff. That's a place where you want to spend more time because that's going to impact your business, right? And finally, I'm such a fan of saying yes when it's a yes and saying no when it's a no. All right. So I really want you to ditch those moments where you're saying yes and you don't mean it. Right? It's so important to evaluate whether you're talking about working with a potential client, a marketing strategy, a type of program that you want to run. Really pay attention to if that is a yes for you, then say yes like a badass. And if that is a no, then embrace that, because what that's going to do is allow you to cross that off the list and make time and space for the things that are truly a yes for you, and you can prioritize those. All right. So this is a starting point, this checklist. I am sure that there are lots of good things that we can continue to delve deeper into, which is why I want to share with you that I offer one-on-one mentorship to new coaches, specifically in the launch phase. And I also have a mastermind that is an intimate, curated experience for a very small group of people. I've been a part of large programs and they certainly have different value, but I think that we can really thrive when we are in small, and I'm talking 3 to 5 groups of people that can really hold us accountable. We can learn from each other and we can really strive to move the needle on our businesses when we're working with people who are in that same space that we are. So I'm in the space where I am curating the content for this mastermind group, and I'm super excited to be able to offer that to you. Next, I want to tell you that I also have a live session coming up where we're going to go deeper on this topic of what you can ditch and what you may want to do. So on August 24th, I'll be getting into that, and there's going to be a live Q&A as well. Would love to have you join us. And if you have any additional questions, please feel welcome to reach out. I know that there's a lot of stuff happening at the beginning of your coaching journey, and I'm happy to be a champion, partner, and guide for you every step of the way. All right, so I know you're going to be great. Just get out there, start coaching. You got this, badass.